after lots of rain. So it's fun. I've been a consultant for 18 and a half years and love that we can do our photos either digitally or traditionally, and have really enjoyed this whole journey. The first thing I want to show you is on our websites today. If you go to Shop Products and you go to Specials, they just put on sale, Creative Memories just put on sale today, 3 digital kits. There's the Rebel digital kit, the Black Gallery 12 by 12 digital pre-designed pages, and both 12 by 12 and 11 by 8. So those are half off. If you're not a member of Facebook with Creative Memories, you'll want to join their group, because that's how I learn about the sales, is through Facebook. I don't learn about it because I'm a consultant. I learn about it because I've joined their Facebook group. So the Rebel, I think that's how you say it, digital kit, the reason they've got that on sale is to make some fun Father's Day pages. And at $3.98, that's a really great price. So wanted to make you aware of that. And then just to always remind you that under Help Zone, we have all kinds of trainings and webinars. And then if you click on digital content, so that was Help Zone and then digital content, the first section every single month is all of the new digital kits, which is always, for me, I love to see them visually of what they'll look like before I order them, and that's what you do. You can just click on any of these, and you can see, you don't purchase it here, but you can certainly see what it will look like. And so those are always listed first under the digital content and handy to see. And then you can go and purchase them. Now there's a new one out there called the Discover Cute as a Bug. I got myself all the way out. That is really, really cute. So out of all of them, I think I like that one the most, but there's some really cute ones. So I'm clicking on Help Zone again and going into digital content, and then clicking on this Discover Cute as a Bug, and it is really what it says. It's so dang cute. So that's really, really fun with the bugs and paper. So take a look at that one. All right, here's the layout for today. I have, as you know, get a lot of questions during the week and want to review them, because I figure if one customer has them, then others will. And so I'm going to address some of those for you today, as well as some of the things that I have found helpful in the projects I've been working on. I just sent this 11 by 8 album off to be printed last night for my daughter to take when she goes on her LDS mission to Taiwan. And so I wanted to show you some things that were helpful to me when I was doing this. So here's the deal. I am going to talk for the entire half hour because I have a lot to share, and then I'll open it up for questions after the half hour. And just so you know, that I try to talk for only 25 minutes and leave 5 minutes, but I have a lot to talk about, and we're already 5 minutes into it. So that's kind of the rule today, and if you need to hang up, this is being recorded. We haven't been recording them in the past, but this one is, so we can send you the link. All right, here we go. The first thing you need to know about, besides that special, is that if any of you do not have what's called the Simple Start CD, you need to purchase that this month. It goes away. And let me see how we're doing here before I get going crazy, because I start and then I forget to come and look and see if you guys need anything. So we're all looking good. Okay, I'm going to get going here. The Simple Start CD is $39.95, and it has 150 pre-designed pages and is a must for all digital scrapbookers. It goes away this month, so if you don't have that, make sure that you talk to your consultant about getting that as either a download or a CD. And I want to show you, I've had some questions of how that works, because visually it doesn't look very pretty because it has just filled with black and white. So this page right here, let me go into this double page view here. I put over here some family and friend pictures of Danielle over the years, and 4 pictures was just not enough for what I was doing. And so I just went and clicked on the home ribbon, and right here under the home ribbon is where you add your pre-designed pages. And you can either change the page you're on to a different page, or you can add one. Now, I wanted to change this particular page, so let me view that single page for you. And but I wanted to keep all the paper and everything the way it was. I wanted the torn edge and a little staple, blah, blah, blah. I just didn't want these photos. So what I did, the way the photos were. So what I did is I just quickly deleted all of these, even the text boxes and whatever. And then what I did is, or what I do, I should say, is I go into add a page, and I like to go over to that simple start CD that I was just telling you about, because the way Laurie designed this is she has some really nice layouts with a lot of photos on there, and I tend to use a lot of photos. So I like to open up. So again, what I'm doing is I'm clicking on Add a Page, and this will make sense to you in just a minute. I click on Add a Page, and then I go down. My favorite is the Simple Click and Fill, because I tend to just be simple with photos and journaling. And I go down to Collage. That's where I go very first off, because I want to use a lot of photos and don't want to design it myself. I want to use somebody else's, meaning Laurie's, because she, look at this. They all have quite a few photos. Well, I thought this would be a nice layout. So I clicked on add this page. When you add a page, it adds it to the bottom of your pages. And so let me show you what I did. So I went down here, and now here's that layout. And all I want is the photo layout. To me, this is easier than designing it myself. So you can either click on each photo and hold down your Shift key and grab all the others, or you can just take your mouse and drag it over what you're trying to grab. So I'm literally holding down my left mouse button, dragging it over those 6 photos and releasing, and it selected quickly all of those for me, including the text box, but that's fine. So that was a drag over all of that, or I could have held down my Shift key. Okay, now I'm going to copy this, and now I'm going to come up here to my layout that I wanted at and paste it. So there is my layout all ready for me using the background I already had, because the background under the pre-designed pages was set. I just wanted more photos, and then I slipped in the photos and changed the matting. So that's how I use the Simple Start a lot, is not necessarily filling in the paper that they give you, but using a background that's already there. So that's another way you can use it. So this is the page beforehand, and now here's the page done. So this is what it looks like afterwards. And you know me, I added another photo here, so a little circle, added a whole separate photo, so I've got 8 photos on this page. And then I would have grabbed this whole section right here initially and moved it down, because when I was here, let's go back there, and I pasted it, it was in the middle of the page. So I would have literally taken it and slid the whole thing down, because I just know me that I want to put more photos on here. So I added another photo here and a circle there. So I hope that makes sense. That really helps me. Now, if you want to use the page the way it is, so let's go back to a Simple Click and Fill, then you would just use the digital kit that matches your pre-designed pages if you'd like. So what you were looking at was the Christian pre-designed pages, and now I'm going to go to the Christian digital kit, and then I could say, well, just fill this selected shape with those same coloring. And I could have certainly done it that way as well. I just am always trying to find just a little bit faster way, and so to me this takes a little bit more time than what I wanted, but I could have used it that way as well. That's the design of those pages, is to fill it in. So let's go back to that finished page and show you how I would have selected all the photos. So I'm just holding down my Shift key in this situation and grabbing all the photos and going into Format Photos, and it would have had a black a little black mat on there, and so I would have changed the width down to 0. I didn't want any mat on these, and changed all, or you could have changed that black mat to any color, because the mats on those photos tend to be black, but you can make it, any color that you want, and any width that you want. And then just so you know that under the relief, when you go to the right, it's going to pop the photo out of the page and make the photo look matted. And when you take the relief to your left, it makes it turn it into a frame. So now your mat is a frame. So that's what the relief does. And then of course your cutout turns your photo into a shape. And let's review that really quick, because I get this question a lot. And we'll just go and make this one an oval. It will be an oval because it's a 4 by 6. It will give you the white mat around it. So all you do is go into Change Mat Fill, go into Select a Color, change the opacity to 0 so that it wipes out that mat, and then you've got yourself an oval. And then to blow your mind even more, if you want it to be a circle, you right-click on it and tell it to be square under Aspect Ratio. I know that I'm going very fast, and this is beyond the agenda that I had for today, so that's going fast, but that would make it a perfect, it would take any shape and make it the exact aspect ratio, whether it's a circle, a hexagon, an octagon, any geometric shape. To make it the full geometric shape, you right-click, go to aspect ratio, and make it square, because that is the full aspect ratio. Okay, so there's that. That is what I wanted to share with you about the Simple Start. Now we're going to jump over to Memory Manager. I wanted to share with you a couple things here. Memory Manager is, if you have a digital camera, I truly believe with all my heart that you need Memory Manager. The reason why is it brings all your photos into one major vault. You can consider it one giant folder if you'd like, and it tells you where all those photos in by year. And you can select everything by year. It's already organized for you by year. You can put things in folders if you so desire for easy access, but you can find anything by date because it's already that way. But what I wanted to tell you was the power of the Tell a Story. So Danielle, this is her vault of her, a little bit of college and her internship to Seattle and her trip to China last year for 6 months when she taught English. She took, as you can see in the lower left-hand corner, she took 6,900 photos. I believe 5,000 of those are of China. And I really want to scrapbook those pictures because she had some amazing experiences that we have not heard. Life is just too busy. She came home and went off to work and now is going to go serve an LDS mission in Taiwan, and we haven't even heard even a tenth of her experiences there. So what she did is she went and journaled these photos for me, and I'm going to scrapbook it for her because I love to scrapbook and have the journaling done for me. So what she did is when she had a photo that, there's no way I can do 5,000. I mean, I could do 5,000, but it would be volumes and volumes, and I think kind of defeats the purpose of the story. But I could certainly do a 100-page storybook for her. So what I told her to do was go and journal the photos, and when she journaled them, to give it a 1-star rating. And I'll explain that to you. So now all I do is I come down here into this lower left-hand corner. Let me make sure you know where I'm talking about because this is important. I'm right here in Memory Manager. And I, hold on just a second. And I click on the 1-star, and now there's 963 photos. Well, I can certainly scrapbook 963 photos. So now I know that these are the photos that she has a story about. So when I scrapbook this album, I will come over here to tell a story that she's already done for me, and I can either drag my mouse and get it all, or you can just click on edit the story, and it will already be selected for you. Either way. So I'm just gonna click on edit the story again. It's already selected. I'm going to do a Windows command called Control-C, which means copy, and then over in Storybook, let's pretend that it was this photo right here that I wanted to journal. I would click on Insert, and under Text, I would just say Place the Clipboard Text because it's in my memory right now. And there is her journaling already done for me, and it's using my default font that I've already chosen in the Storybook. And if you don't know what I mean by that, we can cover that near the end. And then I can shape this box any width or shape that I want, put it, and there's my journaling all done for me. And that is a marvelous thing. I love that because you can have your stories right there for you. Now, what that means is you have a powerful search feature as well. So let's say that I was doing a page on the LDS temples and needed to know what she said about the Hong Kong temple. So let me go to that page. Why can't I see it? Because I'm doing a webinar and it's being recorded. Okay, so let's go right here. It's out of order because I've added these things. Okay, so I wanted to see what she said about Hong Kong. So over in Memory Manager, all I did was I came into Library and I clicked on Search the Vault. Now I'm going to click on Home. The reason I'm going to click on Home first, Home in the upper right-hand corner or Home in the upper left-hand corner, is it sets you back to all of your photos. It gives you back to everything. So I'm going to search the vault, and I'm going to type in, you can tell I already did it, I'm going to type in temple, and it will show me all the photos that I know that she either would have labeled with temple or journaled with temple, and there it was, the journaling that I needed to write about Hong Kong, because I haven't been there, but she has. So I wanted to share that with you about Storybook. So you can, you can document, you can take pictures of your home and under Tell a Story, put the serial number and the date of purchase and any warranty information. You could have a vault of recipes and search for chicken. There's just nothing that you can't do and find, and you can have these little ratings. So what she did here is on these photos, she would have given a 1-star rating, and she would have just, when she wrote the story, just clicked on the 1 star so that I knew to come and search for the 1 stars so that those are the ones I'm going to scrapbook. And let me see how we're doing here with you peoples. Okay. Okay, next is Storybook. Now, I've gotten this question 2 or 3 times this week, so I just want to review it. On your 4x6 card file, what you want to do is when you start creating favors and announcements and little things, the 4x6 card file is really a nice, the 4x6 is a really nice size because you can print it at any photo place. You can load it to Walmart or Costco or anything. But here's the little trick that is happening that people are treating it as separate projects. So everybody just needs to click on New and go down here under Local Printer and click on 4x6 Landscape. Click on Blank. Name the file 4x6 Landscape and create it, and then you will be sitting in a file with a blank 4x6 card. So it would be blank at this point. I've already got one up here. Now, when you need another card, okay, so you're ready to make another favor, another announcement, another handout, you will open up the 4x6 landscape card file and you will come and you will add a page. And you will add it to the bottom of your many cards. And you can be deleting these with the right click and remove the page if you so desire. I tend to hang on to everything because I tend to hang on to everything. So now you're in a blank page. So you can either go and design your own with, right-clicking over here is your digital kits that you can design your own, or you can click on Change This Page, or you could have done it with Add a Page, but change this page, and it will bring up all the pre-designed pages for your 11x8s or your 7x5s. So let's say you want to do a graduation. There's a perfect card right there, and you can put some pictures of your child entering kindergarten and junior high and high school, and say come to their open house and celebrate with us, print this off, you're done. So, but you want to have one card file. So what I'm finding is when I'm looking at people's systems, they have a graduation card, they have the graduation card, they have the birth announcement card, they have the come to bunco card file, and they have all these projects all over their project and in their project file, and you just need one. If it's going to be the same size and it's a single card, just add it to your 4x6 card file. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, back to Danielle's book. Another thing that is very helpful to know if you are not aware of this is what's called sampling text. So here's a page where I used the baby girl soft paper and added this family tree, and I'll show you in just one moment how I drew these lines so that we would know who was hooked to who. And I used a font here called Merriam Regular 12 font in brown. Okay. Now my side page over here showing extended family members, I had a different font. I had it was black and it was Arial or something. Okay, so let's just go over to this page and let me show you kind of what the font was initially. So this was probably, well, this will be a good example. So anyway, this ended up being a double page spread. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Okay, let's go here one more time. Okay, so let's pretend I'm going to make this bold. I'm going to make it black. I'm going to italicize it, and I'm going to make it a different font. Okay, so what I did is over on this page I sampled it and applied it to all of these, but this will work just as well. So let's pretend that all of these little journaling boxes I want to be this black Andy 12-point italicized bolded font. Is that enough attributes for you? Okay, so now I'm already sitting under format text, and I'm going to say sample it. Now I'm holding down my shift key to get all the other boxes. I don't have to hold, I could do each individual one, it wouldn't matter, but I'm just going to get them all. So I'm just going to click on every single one of these text boxes and click on apply. And then all of the journaling will change to match the one that I initially did. That will save you a lot of time. So that, again, was under, you make the journaling the way you want it, you sample it, you go to the box that you want, and you apply it, and it will change it to whatever you did. Now, another thing that happens a lot with pre-designed pages is, before I do that, let me show you one thing here that will answer some other questions. I've had a lot of comments over the course of the last few months that people are saying, gosh, I wish Creative Memories would come out with their 2011 calendar, because we love the calendars. The calendars are thebomb.com. They're $20.99. You get 12 beautiful pre-designed pages. You can take pages right from your album and put them in here. You can put pages that you make in the calendar and put in your album. I've done both. And people can tear this page right off and drop it in a traditional cover set or in our Picfolio Max album. So people are going, I really want to make 2011 calendars now because I'm thinking about it and I don't want to be under the pressure in November when they go on sale or in December when it's craziness. Well, I'm just here to tell you, you've already got the 2011 calendar. All you do is just go to your calendar and go in to change the month and pick your January 2011, and you're set. So that's all you do. You've already got you've got anything in there, and the calendars can go from any day to any day, any month to any month. That's what's great about our calendars. I had lots of customers do a Mother's Day one, and had the calendar go from June to June. So it's great that way. Now I was telling. Okay, yes, I remember what I was going to tell you. The one thing that I've noticed that people are not aware of is that you've got 36 pre-designed pages with these calendars. So if you click on Change This Page, every single month has 3 layouts. And so you have right in your Access 36 page layouts. Now it doesn't mean that in December you can only do these 3 layouts. It doesn't mean that at all. In December, like in November, I went to September and pulled in this one because it was fall, and used this, and then just changed the month to be September 2010. So I just wanted to make you aware of that you have that available to you in any project. So in Danielle's book, I first chose the Christian inspiration template. It gave me 20 pages, and then to get more pages, I just went in to add a page and chose the layout from the Christian inspiration templates, and added a page, and it came to the bottom here. Or I could have picked a completely different theme within the same book and grabbed a page there. Or if I wanted the page right here, I right-click on this page and say Insert a Page. And again, it takes me back to my default template that I can choose one. I love going to default book because default book shows me how they've put double page spreads together, which is very helpful for me because I want them to do the work. I've already paid them the $7.95 to show me how they've designed it to be together, and so that's what I use. But again, I could go to any 8.5 by 11 set and pick a page and insert it in. So to add more pages, it's under the Home ribbon, Add a Page, or you can change the page you're on, or you can insert a page with the right click. So I had a couple of questions about that this week. All right, so I talked to you about that. I'm just going down my list really quick here. Oh my gosh, we're almost out of time. Okay, another thing you need to be aware of, Kathy talked about this in her webinar last week, is you need to make sure that if your photos look dark on the screen that you lighten them up because they will print dark. So all you do is, there's lots of different ways to do it. The first is to click on Auto Color and see if that will help you a little bit. If it doesn't, then you can go under Color and you can go into Brightness and Light and control it yourself. My favorite though is Levels. So I'm under Color, I've clicked on the photo, I'm clicking on Levels, and I just love to tweak it to the left ever so slightly to lighten the photo up. And that's what I do. If the photo looks dark to me on the screen, I always go lighten it up because it will print dark no matter where you print it. So just click on Lighten, and you don't need to do very much because if you do too much, it will look washed out. But I wanted to make sure I emphasize that you go and lighten up your photos. Another thing before I forget is, please, I beg you, with everything inside me, back up your storybooks. It's not automatic like Memory Manager. Memory Manager, you all need to make sure that on your welcome page, you're not going to see it here because I back up to another external for hers, but you need to have a healthy green check mark when your external is plugged in, indicating that when you exit out of the program, your photos will be backed up. Again, I'm in Memory Manager, but in Storybook, it is not automatic. You have to go back them up yourself, and I would be more than happy to show you how to do that. So when you get a follow-up email, just say I need help with backing up, because it will save you hours of heartache, great expense, and much anxiety. So you need to be backing those up. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show you is, I'm just trying to eliminate what's most important here, because to me it's all important, because I just really want you to have success. But let me show you something that happens quite a bit with pre-designed pages. Okay, so I'm working on a little book to send to Jacob for his mission. He's going to Belgium. This was the original page layout, okay? And I'm going to, and what I'm doing here is some pages of where we've lived. So this is our home here, and then I thought I would do a page of fun things that we've done in our yard. So just so you know what the page is going to be when you see the final project here. So I'm going to go into Photos, and I'm going to grab him. We have this fabulous hill that we put a water slide on, and I'm going to dump it in here. Well, of course, this does not do justice to the photo at all. I want the full beauty of the photo. So I'm going to right-click on the photo. I'm going to go into Aspect Ratio, and I'm going to restore the original aspect ratio. So it's going to give me the photo the way it's supposed to be. Now, I am fine that it's knocking off the photo below it. I don't care, because I really want this beautiful layout of Jacob coming down our hill. It shows the how fun our hill is. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to adjust the photo, bring it up a little bit, and the one behind it, let's just delete that. We don't need that anymore. And I'm just making sure visually, I could go into properties and take a look, but I'm just visually making sure it lines up with this one. And now I'm going to hold down my Shift key and grab the photo below it. In fact, let me show you what this would look like over on the actual page I'm working on. So this was the pre one, and here's the one that I'm actually working with. So as you can see, I filled in pictures from our yard. So, and we have a chicken. Her name's Rosemary, and she just got 2 buddies, Paprika and Sage. Just thought you would like to know that. Okay, so here is the picture of Jake, but it needs to be the same width of this photo to line it up, because I'm that way and want it lined up. But if I drag out, of course, it's going to make it, tall and long and blah, 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 and I don't want that. So I'm going to undo. I'm going to hold down my Shift key, grab the photo below it. I'm going to go into Arrange, and I'm going to say make them the same width. Okay, this is the same size, this is the same width, this is the same height. And I'm going to make them the same width. And then over here, I'm just going to hold down my Shift key and just align it up here on the bottom with Rosemary. And now I've taken what would have been the 9 photos and instead have the 7 photos, but I really wanted to see these pictures bigger than what they gave to me. So again, that's a right-click, change your aspect ratio to what the photo is supposed to be, and then adjust your page the way it needs to be. And I do that, all the time. So that is how you can use a little bit about how you can manipulate your pre-designed pages. Okay, I haven't even looked to see how you guys are doing. So Barbara, you're there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I get going and then forget to look at people. Okay, so we have one question here. Okay. Oh, I can't see the question. Just a second. I'm having issues where it doesn't. One more time. Okay. You know what, Marcia, you're the one with my sweet friend Marcia's on, and she's got a question. I can't read it, so I'm going to unmute you, Marcia. Can you tell me what you have on there? Marcia, what's your question?
I don't have a microphone. Can you hear me?
I can. I can hear you.
Oh, wow. I do have a microphone. I have online backup, and so have you had anybody have bad experiences with online backup? Or is
the only challenge that I've heard with the online backups is, and then you guys can inundate me if I'm wrong, and that's fine, because I'm always wanting to learn, especially about backups. Here's what I found with the online backup is they're great. I mean, they're backing up your data, and so that's fabulous. So you keep doing that. Here's what I found is that if people need a specific thing, they just need to pull back out the memory vault, or they need to pull back out the storybook. It's a little bit tricky because they don't necessarily keep your file structure. So that's what's nice about, go ahead and back up all your data to those online ones, but maybe with your memory manager you still might want to have what's called the shadow copy, so that if you needed to restore your system or have a new system, you can bring in that memory vault right off that external and not miss a heartbeat, because your file structure and everything will be there. It'll be all set for you. So I don't know if I'm making sense. The challenge of your the challenge of your online backup is, yes, it is a data backup, which is exactly what I'm saying. But sometimes you don't need a full data restore. You just need to restore one thing, and that's where it might be a little bit of a challenge. So if I'm wrong, I would hope that you people would let me know for those that are doing an online backup. Marcia, have you ever had to restore anything from your online backup?
No.
Okay, well, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
You haven't had a problem. So that's been my experience, is that it's nice to do your own backup of specific things like your documents, your spreadsheets, your storybooks, your your memory vault, because sometimes you just need to go get a storybook, for whatever one reason or another, and you don't want to have to restore the entire data backup. But I could be wrong. That's just what I've seen happen. So I like to show people how to back up specific things onto an external, and then it's great because now you have a double backup, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that. So does that help you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so our time is up, but I'm going to take advantage of having Marcia on the phone right now. She asked me a specific question in an email a couple days ago, and I'm going to answer her question visually because it was too hard to email her. So you are welcome to stay on, but I want to stay true to my, telling you that these are just a little quick half an hour because I know that is helpful to you. And I do have another question, and then I'll show Marcia what she was asking me. Let me see if I can read this one. Okay, I can read Christy. Christy says, where do you go to get online backup? So, I'm going to, okay, good. So, Christy, what you would do is, I'm going to mute, Marcia, I'm going to mute you out for a minute because I think you're the background noise person. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's see if that's a little better. Hey, Christy, on that one, just go and do a Google search and, and type in online backups kind of thing and see what you find. If you'd like to send me an email, I can send you the online backups that my customers have been using. So I hope that helps you with that. I'm not seeing any other questions. If you have them, now's your chance. And just remember, you're choosing to stay on. Okay, I always have to say that because I feel bad for going over, but I always do. Okay, so I'm just going to hide these photos because I don't want to add blah, 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 blah. Okay, so just getting rid of these photos. Marcia had a question here of she was making a card, and she emailed it to me, which I love, and wanted my opinion, which I think is really sweet. And it was a Mother's Day card. Okay, so I'll just show you, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to go. She was using a freebie from our website under free downloads, and it was this one right here. And she had it on a Mother's Day card. Hey, isn't this pretty with the pink and the gold? Okay, so she had this, and it was a really kind of a pretty Mother's Day card, with pastels. And I said to her, that black's got to go because it was a little bit harsh. But it was not a layered. It was not a layered element. It came in this way. So I wanted to show her how you can quickly fix that. Okay, so this was from the embellishments. If you want to find it yourself, it was under the time when they were doing breast cancer awareness, and it's still there. So you can go get all these breast cancer things. Okay, this is what you would do. You would bring it to your page. You would go under Cut and Fill. You would go into your wand, and you would click on that black. And now we've got, I call them the dancing lines, going around that black. And I would cut around the selected area so that I had, now in my elements, I have both the black border and my initial pink little guy. And so let me just move that black border so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so there they would both be. Now I'm going to undo that and put that back. Now, because I have the black border, I can go in and fill it with any color that I want. It's a separate element. So I'm just going to go into color here, and we could do a lovely, let's do something that will wake you up. Let's do a lovely blue, and now I can have this be its own separate color. And in her situation, we did kind of want it to be pastel-y. So we can click on sample color, maybe come and pick up some pink from the actual thing and say OK. And there you've got a pink border. Now you notice that the black is still there. So what you could do is perhaps just increase the initial, whatchamacallit, the original initial embellishment. And it's not a clean cut, and I'm not, but it's good enough. So we're gonna go with that for now. And I could show you how to go clean up the black border, but I think that it's good enough. And sometimes we need to let our obsessions relax. We need to go to our happy place, huh, Barbara? Okay, so let me unmute Marcia and see if that was helpful to her. Okay, Marcia, did that
Very
make
helpful.
sense?
Thank you. That's
that make
awesome.
sense?
Yes.
Okay, and then see now you have a whole separate thing, that you can do lots of different things now with it because you've got a border for it and the embellishment.
That's fun. Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. I'm just going to see if another one of my customers was on here that had a question for me today. Okay, I do. Okay, Marcia, away you go, sweetie.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Okay, another question that I had from a customer is she is wants to do some Disney pages and wanted to just kind of have some basic green, just some simple green things here. So let me show you what that would look like. So I was telling her over the phone how to do this. You would have your 20 pages here, and let's say that this page, again, yeah, we don't want to save this page. Oh my gosh, I hope I haven't been saving these. I'm going to be in trouble. Okay, so let's say that we want this to just be a basic green page, just a green background. Okay, there's two ways to do that. So you could come in here and you could make this one element of this pre-designed page. You could go up here under cut and fill, and you could go to paper, and you could, look for your greenish kinds of things. Let's go to Simply Beautiful Spring, and we could fill it with this green. Okay? And then we could come over here to this background. Now you have to unlock your background. So I'm going to unlock it. I clicked the little locker thing here, and now I'm going to go fill this in with just a green. Okay, so now I've kind of got just a simple green page, and I can go fill these photos in. Another thing you could do is you could go under Add a Page or Change a Page, whichever, and just go to your basic blacks, just to your basic black, because these are just simple layouts. And let's do the 4-photo one and add the page. So now I have this basic page, and see the beauty of these is there's no other embellishments. It's just black. So I'm going to unlock it, click on that background page, go into cut and fill it with that green that I wanted, or I could fill it with paper, green paper or whatever. And I could fill it with this lovely lime green, and whew, have a really good time with that. And then I need to stop because then I could show you more, and we need to let you guys get back to your families and jobs. So, but picking any of those basic colors will give you that basic. So let me unmute my customer that was asking that to see if that helps her. So you're unmuted. Did that help you, Renee?
Yes, it did. Thanks.
Okay, was that kind of what you were after?
Yes, it was.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Okay. Now I'm going to mute you back, Renee. The other thing with this is because she was asking, how does that work with the pre-designed pages as compared to your content? So I was just telling her, go grab your pre-designed page, then go over to your content, and then you can, still use your content to spruce up the page here. So let's go to Disney. Hey, we're getting a whole new Disney line in July. I can't wait. So we could still go into Disney, go into Papers, and right-click and make that the background. And so, again, you can use the pre-designed. Once again, I like to use because it gives me an initial layout to start to work with. And then, of course, you've got your content to go and add and change and do whatever you need to do, and hence the beauty of Storybook Creator Plus. And so there was one thing that I said I was going to show you, and so let me show this to you really quick, and then I promise I'm going to be done. I promise. Okay. On this family tree, I wanted to show what people belong to who because it wasn't necessarily clear. And so there's this fabulous feature called Insert, and you want to get to know Insert. It's fun. You can draw lines, you can draw paths, you can draw circles, you can insert calendars, and these calendars are great because you can make your calendar any size, shape, dimension that you need it. You can put it in the lower left-hand corner and do a save the date. You can, oh my gosh, you can make it any style, whatever you need. Those calendars are great. You can make them full 11 by 8 pages, that you're used to, whatever you need to do. That's under Insert Calendar. But what I wanted to show you was line. So I drew these little lines to connect because I just think it's a little bit helpful visually that I belong to Lily and Jerry belongs to Levon and Melvin. So all I did is I went into line, and I wanted a curved path, and I made my color match the tree. We'll leave it brown, and we'll leave the point 4. You can go edit these with a right click and later if you want. Now you're ready to create it. It's sitting here. So now you just take your line and you just kind of draw it to where you need it. And let's close that out because I didn't do it the way I wanted. Okay, so you're going to click here, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click here, and create that line, and that's going to hook David up here to, or whatever you're trying to do. Now let's say that this line isn't the color or the size I want. You can come in here and you can right click and you can edit the path points and adjust it any way you need it. And then of course you can also go into properties and go into line and change your color and your point width and all of that stuff. Okay, I'm done. Let's go see if there's any other questions. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Barbara, did you have any questions since you're the unmuted one?
I will send my email.
Okay. Thank you, Barbara. You sound like you're the chosen one, the unmuted one. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. Have a lovely rest of the week, and we'll see you online. Michelle's doing one next week on May 21st, and then be watching for your emails for June. Thanks, ladies. Have a great day. Bye-bye.